Welcome back. You're listening to Greater Fayetteville podcast, where we showcase all the exciting news happening in and around Cumberland County. I'm your host, Kiana Smith.
And I'm Robin Pitt. Today we are joined with...
Hi, I'm Nat Robertson with the Greater Fayetteville Chamber.
Yes, we are joined with the CEO and president of the Greater Fayetteville Chamber. And so to begin the podcast, Nat, we like to start with a segment called Faye Faves. It's just a spot where we showcase our favorite things about Fayetteville, whether that be restaurants or activities, businesses. So what's your favorite thing in or about Greater Fayetteville?
Right now, it's the NPR vibe everybody's putting out. This is awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. My favorite thing is, it's got to be the people of Fayetteville and Cumberland County. Second to that are some of the unique businesses. And, Fayetteville and Cumberland County is such a melting pot. Mm-hmm. So, there's not a culture that you cannot explore being here.
That's absolutely right. We are blessed to have so many different backgrounds come through the community. People talk about how we're transient, and really it's a bonus for us.
Yeah, it is.
To have much you get to experience is a big blessing.
And the people are also nice, and I guess that is because, they're from all over the world, right? So Kim and I, many years ago, had the opportunity to leave Fayetteville to a more pretty place, right? Fayetteville is not the prettiest place in the world, but the people are just great. And we went and explored other locations, and we were like, well, let's go home. We're going back to Fayetteville because this is the best place in the world to live.
So what is some good news you can share with us, such as a recent win or something people may not be aware of?
Yeah, there's a bunch of good news going on. Okay, so let's start at the Chamber, and then maybe we can look countywide, right? So the Chamber, with 1,000 professional businesses, or better than 1,000 professional businesses as members, had the opportunity last year to join Toastmasters International. So we started our own Toastmasters group, club, our club, and it takes. We were told at the time it actually launched in January of 26, but we were told at the time that it could take up to a year to get chartered. And our Toastmasters club, they call themselves the Chamber Chatter, has already been chartered. So we did it in 45 days, and it takes most chapters a year to do. So we're super excited about that at the Chamber. That is the biggest win of the week, I would think. And then, Cumberland County continues to recruit some great businesses coming in here. If you haven't already gone to the YouTube channel and looked at the U.S. Open, I would encourage you to do that. That is going to be a cricket facility that's coming to town, and it's going to be huge for us. So I would think that, for the county, that's about as big a win as you're going to get right now.
Those are really big wins. Toastmasters is such an enriching program, especially when it comes to public speaking and networking. That actually rolls us right into exploring the role of the Chamber and how it supports local community and local businesses.
Yeah, I know Robin has heard me say this 100 times, but your every chamber is different. In Fayetteville, we are solely supported by membership and sponsorship. So, we're kind of Sam's Club. We're not Walmart. If you're not a member of the Chamber, you don't really know everything that we're doing. So I would think, again, for our 1,000+ members, businesses that are members of the Chamber, we do all kinds of really cool and creative and new stuff, like the Toastmasters. Mm-hmm. Related to tourism, we've got a program that started last year also called the STAR Network. That is for hospitality, service, tourism, attractions, and restaurants, spells out STAR. And it is a group of businesses in the hospitality industry that get together to network, because if you work at a hotel, I'll bet you 10 times a week somebody comes down to the front desk and says, where's a good place to eat? Mm-hmm. Well, it's Friday night and they're going to be booked. that person's got the relationship. They can pick up the phone and go, hey, I've got a special guest staying with me. I need a table for 3 or 4, and, make it happen. That same person, comes down the next day and says, my kids are, stir crazy and ready to get out of here. Where can we take them? And you go, I got just the place. So, it is really a cool thing for the chamber. But those are the types of programs, if you're not in the chamber, you don't really know about. On the third Thursday of every month, we do a coffee club. We do 3 networking events a year. We just had our largest coffee club ever. In February, had over 240 people registered to attend. It is just really, it's growing like crazy. And so if you're in business and you're talking about networking, you really need to discover what the chambers can offer.
That is amazing. 240 people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of people to put in the room and rub elbows with.
Share resources.
It doesn't matter what you're selling. You can find somebody to buy it in a room like that.
For sure.
We actually happened to see a Star Network sticker during our hotel tour yesterday.
Nice.
And I was like, look at that. It is out there spreading, and it is such a great service that you offer.
Yeah. And we got a win on that also. Maybe next time you have me on, I can go into detail about that. But it's going to be an interactive map that you can do an itinerary to visit all the Star Network members if you'd like. So it's pretty cool. I'll tell you more about it later.
Like the way that sounds. I cannot wait to hear more about that.
Are there any upcoming events other than the coffee club that you've touched on that you would like to dive deeper into to let people know?
Yeah, well, for chamber events, I think this year, because we've added Star, we've added Toastmasters, the Hispanic Business League we've started. We're going to do over 140 events this year. So there's always something going on. But there are 3 networking events every month that we do. That's the Business Networking Breakfast with our partners over at Fayetteville Technical Community College, the coffee club, the Chambers Coffee Club, that we do a Highland Country Club on the 3rd Thursday. And then the 4th Thursday kind of rotates around. That's our business after hours. So it's an opportunity to socialize. About half the time there might be some alcoholic beverages available, but half the time there's not too. So, it's kind of targeted toward everybody. But with 140 events, there's always something going on.
Absolutely. I can't imagine not getting value when you have that many events. As long as you show up, there's something for you to gain.
Right. Oh, and this year, breaking news.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. We are launching or relaunching the Fayetteville Young Professionals. Yay. So I expect to see both of you there. It is for 21 to 40-year-olds professionals in whatever your industry is to come together and, again, network and socialize and have a great time. It's also for professional development. So we're going to, have guest speakers and that kind of thing there that'll help you out.
That's amazing news. I can't believe we got the scoop.
You got the scoop.
We got the insider scoop. That's awesome. So in your opinion, what's one experience that every visitor should have that may not be here long enough to go to a chamber breakfast or one of the many events that you guys host? Coming, knowing what I know, visiting the things that you go, wow, that's cool. I would say is definitely the Airborne Special Operations Museum. That is a must for visitors. I guess you can do it in an hour. I'd allow a couple of hours to go through the ASOM. The zip lining is another really cool thing, weather permitting. That is, you fly through the jungles here. I mean, that's pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. There's just so much to see and do. And, for a long time, I don't know if it's still designated that or not, but we had the busiest commercial intersection in the state right at Skybo and Morganton Road. So, shopping, as far as a regional way to get your shop on, I would say,
there's no place better to do it than Fayetteville.
I love that you mentioned zipping through that treetop adventure over
Right.
at Zip Quest because there are so many resources and networking opportunities. You get a chance to relax and unwind with your team, whether you're traveling with the group or just got done with the conference or you're coming for, did you mention Hispanic?
The Hispanic Business League,
So
right?
whether you come for that, you
Yeah.
can take a break, go to Zip Quest and enjoy an afternoon.
You know, the
swinging
other
through.
thing that's, kind of nostalgic that might do as a visitor is play putt-putt. I mean, Fayetteville, North Carolina is the home of putt-putt. It was invented here by Don Clayton back in the 50s. And, there's still a putt-putt course here. It's out in Hope Mills. I would think that, just for nostalgic purposes, you'd want to go shoot 18 on the putt-putt course.
Very true. Honestly, anytime I'm in Hope Mills, I stop by the Putt Putt Adventure Center just so I can go into the arcade too. They've got the water squirt thing. Like, there's always something fun in there. And I'm an adult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But, we've got group therapy, which is an adult playground. You're talking about arcades, kind of remind me of that. The main event, which is a Dave & Buster's facility, the really cool stuff. And, not everybody is from communities that have that type of entertainment. And it's just, if you're going to be here for a day or two or a couple of nights or whatever, I would, get out and see the place because Fayetteville's a really cool place.
We got a lot. Once you start looking around and peeling back the layers a little bit, and get out of your home or get out of your hotel, there is a lot to explore here.
Absolutely, there is.
This is a great place to do a shameless plug. We have resources for groups and individuals on distinctlyfayetteville.com where you can find events so you can add them directly to your calendar, or you can go and book with us. We can help you get 10 plus room nights easily. We have that relationship with the hotels in the area, and we're happy to help. distinctlyfayetteville.nc.com.
If you can't remember that, there's a link to Distinctly Fayetteville on the Chamber webpage, and that's faybiz.com.
Absolutely. The next question is opinion-based. You've touched on it a little bit, talking about some of the attractions that we have, but if you had to recommend one experience that you would bring a visitor or a family member to, hands down, no question, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tricky one. Outside of the ones that I've already mentioned. This region is just rich in golf. So if your family member plays golf, I would definitely pick one of the many courses we've got here in Cumberland County. But, the U.S. Open has moved their headquarters to Moore County, which is just one county over. I would, pick a course in Cumberland County first, but, certainly play a course over there also. This whole region is just so rich for golf.
It is rich and it expands more than one family member. So let's say you have a group, you can take the children to putt-putt. They get the experience of, the mechanics of swinging. We also have the 910 golf simulator, which is out in Hope Mills. So I love golf. Golf is a good point.
Yeah, and I think golf is coming back too. It's kind of a trendy kind of thing. I think we're in an upswing for golf right now.
Golf and pickleball.
Yeah, and soon to be cricket.
Yes.
And soon to be cricket. At least for those of us that live here, right?
Since you say soon to be, that lends itself to where you may see Fayetteville or Cumberland County in 5 years or so, 3 to 5 years.
I think the opportunity for growth is huge. And as military bases start to adjust to their budgets and slim down everywhere else, Fort Bragg continues to grow. We continue to get more troops in, which means this community and this economy is going to continue to grow. So I've always said Fayetteville's a great place to do business. If you can't make it here, you're not going to make it anywhere. And a lot of that's reflected by hidden income that is just not counted when you look at MSAs and measuring factors that businesses typically look at. But you won't find one of the major chains that's come here that has not done well. And I would say that the 5 to 10 year outcome or potential is just huge for that kind of thing.
That is a great point. I hadn't considered the fact so many larger chains come here and succeed year over year.
Right.
We have found out fairly recently with our new CEO, Michelle Williams, there are a lot of restaurants that even have training here. So people come in just to train, and that's news to me. I wish I had known. I'd be trying to go in and say, hey, look, if you're training somebody, let me sit in and test the food.
So many of those franchises and corporate stores, of the chains that come here, we're often either the number one or number two in the whole system. So it's just amazing the way that we really wrap our arms around business here. It's great. We're a consumer town.
Absolutely, and we're grateful to have such an amazing chamber to supply nothing but excellence for business owners, and whether you're small or big, there's something for everybody at the chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got programs for, like I mentioned, STAR and the Hispanic Business League, but we've got a slew of programs. Check out the website, faybiz.com, or just call us. We're happy to talk to you.
That is a great point, Nat. Let's just take it a little further than 5 years, and let's say 10 years. Is there anything that you foresee coming to Fayetteville and Cumberland County?
We've got some great community partners here who are really investing back into the community. Cape Fear Valley has grown like crazy over the past couple of decades and continues to grow, but their partnership with Methodist University and the medical school that's coming up, what I see 10 years from now, we'll have graduating classes, we'll have doctors doing their residence here, not only training, but their residence here, which is great for the community. And then hopefully once they graduate, once they become medical doctors or DOs, that they'll settle down here, right? So, which is, puts us in a whole nother league. Currently, I think this is the newest medical school in the country, certainly is in the state. So, which is going to open this summer. As those classes, come out and those students graduate, Fayetteville and Cumberland may be a medical hub in 10 years, 15 years.
I like that. I like that vision. I'm here for it. I'm buckled in and ready to see Fayetteville just continue to bloom and grow and grow.
Well, thank you, Nat, for all of the amazing information you shared with us today. Thank you for being on the podcast, and we look forward to seeing more great things come from the Greater Fayetteville Chamber.
Thank you, guys.
If you are still listening, go ahead and use Faves to tell us your favorite activity or what you see coming down the pipeline for Greater Fayetteville. And be sure to hit the follow button to share us with your friends and family. Until then, we'll see you next time.